folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to Look Back. This is where I look at reviews that I did a year, 5 years, and 10 years ago, and tell you what I think about them now. Although I didn't do any reviews this week 10 years ago, so I'm going to be talking about just a year and 5 years ago. A year ago, I took a look at Toilet Trouble. This is a game in which you're flushing a toilet and it might splash water on you. The idea is funny. Hey, you have this little toy toilet, but it's, first of all, it doesn't even spray that much water, so eh. Then I have Mess Machine. Mess Machine is like a cooperative, competitive, you know, those games where you're going to move puzzle pieces around. There's one missing. That's what this one is. It works really well. I've dropped it a little bit. As I look at the game, and I just saw some people playing it the other day, I really wish the artwork was better. So I'm dropping a little bit because I think nicer artwork would have helped the game more. But the idea of moving the pieces around and you're all trying to get certain pieces in certain places and move them in different directions, there's some cool concepts to it. DECKSCAPE. Test Time. I played this one, and this is one of the escape room in a box games, and I just loved it playing it. It's one that you can give to someone else and they can play afterwards. And it's a different one where you basically say, I'm going to do something, turn the card over and see if you're right or wrong. It definitely skews a little bit younger, but that's good. And then the exit games. The Pharaoh, Secret Lab, Abandoned Cabin, which is still probably my favorite of the exit games. I love the exit games. I have these ranked here as a 9, but honestly, I think maybe it should even be a 10. That's how much I like these games, and these 3 were all fantastic and fun to play. All right, so then we take a look at 5 years ago. So 5 years ago, I played Dungeon Craft, in which you had people running through a dungeon. One person was running them through a dungeon, one person trying to mess people up. It's okay, but ultimately forgettable, honestly. Batman Arkham City. This is an actually interesting 2-player game where one person's Batman fighting a whole bunch of villains, but Batman has a whole bunch of cool tools and things on his bat belt, his utility belt, as he's running around. So it's an interesting back and forth asymmetrical style game. Then we have CATAN Explorers and Pirates. You'll notice I downgrade this one slightly just because I don't play CATAN that much these days. This was a good expansion, nothing like mind-blowing, a bunch of different modules in it, and some of the modules are fun and some of them are okay. But if you're looking for, I would still pick this expansion over Cities and Nights. Although I know I'm in the minority there. Android Netrunner, another one that I've dropped here because, frankly, I can't get into the metagame of this. I understand that this game is great. I've had fun playing it. There's a lot of interesting options. They did a great job at rebooting Netrunner into the Android universe. But as it stands, I just don't have time to understand all the new cards that come out and play it. But I still give it major props. Cloud 9, this is a push your luck style game, which has recently been reprinted as Celestia. They're essentially the same game. I love this push your luck style game, always have a lot of fun, especially if you get the full amount of players. And finally, Viticulture, which when I first played it, was not as keen on the game, and then they revised it, changed one minor rule, which completely changed my thinking of the game, and then they added the Tuscany expansion, and you can see now, one of my favorite games, period. Viticulture is great. I will gladly play it. I love this game. It is an amazing, fun, fantastic game about worker placement, about getting the different grapes and turning them into wines and serving these wines to people. An amazing game. I love it. All right, well, those are the reviews that I did 1 year and 5 years ago. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Look Back on the Dice Tower.